And which fear do you think operates in these cases, both in the infected individual as in its attachment figures? The fear of being left alone and thus without love, or the fear of not being able to be around and protect those whom he loves?
The brief article that you refer to, COVID-19 fear, an attachment perspective, and the future, uh, remarks upon both the relational anxiety, worry about loved ones, as well as annihilation anxiety that Otto Rank talked about, and Becker in his book, The Denial of Death. And I contrast those two models of anxiety, annihilation anxiety and separation anxiety. Annihilation anxiety is fear over one's own death, which, of course, for all of us is inevitable. And out of that idea emerged terror management theory, the idea that the greatest terror is the existential fear of one's own death or demise. But the interesting thing, when what we're hearing about these patients who go into ICU and do share text and telephone communications, what they're most afraid of is the lack of contact with loved ones, the family that they're leaving behind, which highlights the fact that separation anxiety and attachment theory is more deeply relevant to the human condition than terror management theory. And we know that terror with respect to our own death, or um, what are called mortality salience images, the images and stories we hear of ICU units with healthcare workers being overburdened and taxed, and gurneys lined up with patients and body bags. These are mortality salient images. They make us think about death. And the question is, what do we do with those thoughts? Do we worry about ourself alone, or do we worry about our family, our friends, our neighborhood? And I think what we're learning is that people are worried, yes, about themselves, but also very centrally about other people. And so we have many impressive stories, images, films about the way in which across the world people are lending a hand to one another in these moments. In New York City, I think around the world, it's 7 p.m. every evening. It'll be in 30 minutes. You can open your door, or perhaps not even open your door. You hear people singing, applauding, making noise out of appreciation for the healthcare workers in the front lines, protecting our families and friends.